This is the Washington Times front page for Monday, July 17th, 2023. Thanks for starting your week with us. I'm George Gerbo. The Biden administration is canceling $39 billion in student loan debt just weeks after the Supreme Court declared the president's broader program unconstitutional. Dave Boyer reports the Department of Education announced Friday it would automatically cancel payments for 804,000 qualified borrowers because of administrative failures in student loan programs over the years. The department said it would automatically cancel loan payments for borrowers affected by the errors whose debts should have been forgiven after 20 or 25 years. Last month, the Supreme Court rejected President Biden's centerpiece program to forgive up to $20,000 in debt for 43 million federal student loan borrowers. The Wagner Group mercenary army hasn't taken part in major combat operations in Ukraine since its founder Yevgeny Prigozhin fled last month after abruptly calling off a brief mutiny against Russian military leadership. But Mike Glenn reports that doesn't mean the paramilitary group has closed up shop after nearly dragging Russia into a civil war. Ukraine is only one of the hotspots where the group has been involved since its founding in 2014. The group has been crucial in extending Russia's influence in Africa through contracts for security services and natural resources such as gold, timber, and oil. As the planet experiences some of its hottest days on record, electric vehicle owners are advised to avoid long-term damage to the batteries powering their cars. Ramsey Touchberry reports industry analysts and EV automakers recommend several ways to prevent the batteries from overheating. They include avoiding rapid charging, charging during cooler times of the day, and avoiding parking in the sun. Experts say charging of any kind during extreme heat, particularly with rapid chargers, can lead to a long-term reduction in battery capacity. The biggest summer hurdle for EV owners is their charging habits. Avoiding rapid charging and charging during certain times of the day means more planning and the likelihood that long road trips are out of the question. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics finds Black Americans have made up nearly 90% of adults newly unemployed since April. Sean Salai reports the federal agency reported last week that 267,000 of 300,000 workers who lost their jobs in recent months were Black, reversing a trend generally moving in the other direction during the past 2 years. Some labor market analysts reached for comment said the report confirms that widespread layoffs in the technology and service industries have hit Blacks harder than other workers so far this year. According to the federal report, Blacks faced a 6% unemployment rate in June, about twice that of the 3.1% rate for whites. Black Americans traditionally have had double the unemployment rate of white Americans in Bureau of Labor Statistics data. And finally, House Republicans are moving to stop the eco-grief training for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service employees by attaching language to a spending bill. Stephen Diner reports employee workshops at the service drew rebukes from Congress and scorn from some agency insiders who said the program was a bizarre way to spend scarce resources. The ban proposed by Republicans on the House Appropriations Committee would cover the Fish and Wildlife Service and apply to the entire Department of the Interior. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in your favorite podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.